Why are we pulling this one? Why are we taking this one out?
I don't know.
Out of body with the flow. They wanted more. I give them more.
We're gonna take this engine out, get the battery out, get everything, and you're gonna keep the whole harness too, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, so you guys are gonna see a whole strip down of this car right now. So if you don't know how to do it, you're gonna learn how to. Alright guys, today's another day. All of the interior taken out. We're trying to get this whole harness out of here, because the harness that they had on this one, they pretty much just made it just for the swap. This was OBD1, and so we're putting it back to OBD0, so for the meantime we could put this engine in there. I took off the headlights, the front. I had to figure out where the boost solenoid was routed, so that way I can get the wires all the way back to the ECU. They had it pinned in one of them, so I gotta make sure we get that straight. In this car, all we gotta do is just take out ECU and pull the harness through and take it all out, so we can swap all the harness out of this car in it. The hood has all these holes for the turbo. We're gonna get the hood off of this one, sand it down, paint it same color. He's got the color code so we can match it. But for the most part, we need to cut off this bar right here that they have welded on the tow hooks for the lower control arm, and we're gonna unbolt the one that's on this one. We got the whole harness out from the light bulbs all the way to the horn, fan, relay, everything. So we swapped out the throttle body cable. We also swapped out the clutch cable from the EF. We got the harness right here out of the EF that we're gonna put into the CRX, and this is the CRX harness. We got everything out of the car for the swap. The ECU's here, the jumper harness. I'll have to get one myself for that. The fuel lines that were through the firewall, we cut them. Bracket for the charcoal canister and a few other brackets. We're getting everything put back together on this one, cutting all the holes out, putting all the harness. We already got fuse box connected. Innovation solid mounts. We're putting the stock ones back in there. We changed that one out. We also changed the bracket that goes to the transmission on this side. We're gonna put the engine in it, and then we're gonna go from there. We'll refresh this engine, paint the valve cover, change the gaskets, change the seals with it into the car, just so that way we can hurry up the process and get this back together. This car, we just need to put wheels on it, move it out the way, and then it's done. It'll be for just scrap or for parts or whatever. We'll have it for later. I'm gonna seal these up so that way water don't get in them. We're gonna power wash it real quick. We got to drain the E85 out of here. We also need to change the fuel pump because of the Walbro performance fuel pump for the swap that I'm gonna have to put in mine. Everything's running, everything's working. Fuel pump kicks on, all the sensors and everything's plugged on. It idles, it runs. We just need to get some antifreeze and the radiator connected. We got all this stuff for the AC condenser, AC compressor. We got to get all the lines ran into the firewall for that. But other than that, everything's pretty much ready to go. Alright guys, so we're going to take the exhaust off of this CRX because the exhaust is like mint condition. I mean, it's aftermarket, but we're getting the headers and everything off of it. And then we're going to take the exhaust off of the EF and put it on here. That's the bottom plug to drain, so we drained it out. And you can just use like a 3/8 ratchet, and then it fits on there. So, and then to fill it, all you do, what we did was just put it through the CV shaft hole. But if you do have the CV shafts in there, this is the one, the fill mark right here, and you just fill it until it leaks out, and it'll be at the bottom of the CV shaft. So that's pretty much what we did right now. And we used 75/90. Alright guys, on the CV shafts, one thing that I do is I put the end into the transmission, and then what I do is I take the spindle, and then you can hit it in to the transmission a little bit, so that way it seats itself and it doesn't leak. That way it's pushed all the way in there. All the suspension and everything's put back together. I'm gonna put the wheels on it. Chris is working on AC lines. We're getting those all sealed up. We just need to connect them to the compressor. They're already right here, but we just need to tighten them down. Put the radiator, AC condenser, and hook everything else up. As far as like the grounds for these, everything was freshly painted and they deleted them. You can see that they welded the holes on this side, so he's gonna have to use some self-tapping bolts in there, fenders, headlights, crash bar support, and drop it down and see if we can move it, huh? This car's coming together. Just got to paint the hood, put the front end on, headlights. But all the holes and all the brackets, everything on the whole front end of this car, we took off. So it's coming along. I'll give you guys an update in a little bit whenever we get more stuff done. There you go. It was just all the way down. A little bit over 500, around 800 or so. this has to do is just get the hood, put it on here, headlights, bumper, and I need to bring him back the harness from the swap that I got so I can figure out where the wires went, so that way he can use it for the headlight bulbs. And that's pretty much it. This car's gonna be done. The heater, AC, we just gotta charge the AC, but the heater works. Everything else in it is back in there. The whole dash, all the dash and everything is in here. We got the stereo. Everything works. Just got little minor things here and there just to put together, but pretty much back to original.
Break it down low, take it to the ground. I'ma break it down right now. How you do it? Like I'm used to you. Fucking do you? Like I did it. Can't do it. Can't get it. Go run it up, get it up, get it up. Weed like a rust, smoke weed like a rust. She call me Papa, she call me Papa. Tell me spurs like buckets, spurs like bucket. You know they can't stop us. You know they can't stop. Keep my mind at ease.